talking about the Eidl loan, exhausting it to death. But today, we're going to talk about the advance, aka the grant. Now, the grant is a grant, right? You don't have to pay it back. What are you doing? Seriously,
Selfies.
Stop. Do you have to pay the Eidl grant back? We're going to talk about that today. And not so much maybe we'll be speculating if is there sneaky stuff going on. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And we're going to be talking about that.
We're going to be talking about it and doing selfies too.
That's not to say there were not glitches, and there are still glitches happening.
Welcome to WTF Wednesday, where every week we talk about stupid that we've encountered that you should try to avoid. Hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome to WTF Wednesday.
I am doing fantastic. Thank you for asking.
And Trevor is like, oh, wow. He's just all kinds of crazy right now. But listen, today.
Only 3 cups of coffee.
Today it's going to be a little crazy because we're going to be doing some stuff here because there's stuff to talk about that could be good. It could be bad. We're not sure because no one knows, really. We don't think anybody really knows. Are you going to have to pay back the grant? We're going to get right into it, Trevor. We can talk
Rest
about
in peace, Eddie Van Halen. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm listening to the eruption guitar solo on my earpods.
I need you. I need you with me. I need you. Bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in. If you have found us on the replay, thank you so much for finding us. Appreciate it. If you are with us live, hey, drop a comment. Say hello. Tell us from where you're tuning in, whether it's geography or which platform are you. Love to hear from you. And if you find anything of value, please hit that thumbs up. You know, as the podcasters say, it helps the show. All right, listen, let's get into it. What is happening? There is something on the forgiveness application that asks you how much you got for the grant. Like, what does that have to do? For the Eidl grant. Now,
on the PPP Forgiveness application.
Exactly. So what's going on with that, Trev? Because it's a concern. It's less money people are going to get to keep and more money they have to pay back when this was not even supposed to be a loan.
Potentially less money. We don't actually know because
that's shocking.
We're gonna post
WTF.
We're gonna post the application here so you can see it on the application. So okay, let me back up.
Hey, Mickey Cohen, thanks for joining us.
PPP Forgiveness. There are now, as of last week, 2 applications. There's the 3805 long form. There's the 3805S. That is the short form for anybody who got a PPP loan less than $50,000. And the short form, it literally is, it's 1 page. It's pretty cool. But essentially, they're worksheets and declarations, right? So it's you plug in all your numbers. And on the long form, it's confusing stuff because you have your FTEs, you have your retirement contributions, you have health insurance contributions, you have all these calculations, but that's okay because we're rolling out tomorrow our PPP Forgiveness Consulting program. Yeah, so we'll do all that for you, all the heavy lifting, because we actually know what an FTE is.
First of all,
I don't mean foot therapy exchange.
That's not a thing.
Okay, so go back to your question.
Okay.
All right, so on the application at the top, you've got to put in the amount of your Eidl advance that you received, if any, on your emergency injury disaster loan, economic injury disaster loan, which is not the PPP, right? And then there is a place in the application, I think it's lines 8, 9, and 10, where you have to then plug that number in and calculate. But it does not appear that on the application, and again, I won't know this till I actually fill out an application and do real math, because hashtag
math is fun.
That's totally my line.
Yeah.
I know what I mean. That's my line.
You'll get over it.
I will get over it. I'm listening to Van Halen. Panama. Anyway, once I do the real math, I'll be able to hopefully answer this question. But lines 8, 9, and 10, EIDL advance. But there is a sentence. This is why we're talking about it today on WTF, because there is a sentence on the form that says the SBA may lower your forgiveness amount by the amount of your EIDL advance. Wait, what? I thought it was an advance I didn't have to pay back. Wait, and you might be thinking right now, what the hell is Trevor talking about? And why can't I also hear the Van Halen songs in his head? Okay. The EIDL advance, by putting it on there and with the SBA having the opportunity at some point to say, we're going to lower the forgiveness amount. So if you got, let's say, an EIDL advance of $8,000, and if they lower, if you have it, let's say a PPP loan for $50,000, right? Of which 60% of that is going to be forgiven for argument's sake, for payroll, because you used it for the eligible cost. Okay. But if the SBA is going to lower your forgivable amount by $8,000, that's $8,000 from your PPP loan that is not forgiven, which you then have to repay that $8,000 through your PPP loan, because it's not $8,000. It was the advance that you're repaying. It's $8,000 of the PPP loan that you're repaying. Because it wasn't forgiven.
It wasn't forgiven, so you have to pay it back
at 1% interest over 60 months if you renegotiate your term to 5 years, which is also, by the way, included in our PPP forgiveness program, where not only do we do all the heavy lifting and collect all the documents and fill out the application, but we also negotiate with your lender to change your loan term from 24 months to 60 months.
Let me play devil's advocate here for everybody, as far as the EIDL loan and the PPP. The loan terms are really generous, comparatively speaking.
Oh yeah.
To the open market, or
Absolutely.
if you're like getting traditional financing. So, I mean, if we're going to play devil's advocate, I'm going to say, all right, well, it's not a huge financial impact compared to if you had a loan, say, on a credit card and it was 23.99 APR or whatever.
Not potentially a huge impact, but it's still an impact. I mean, especially for all of the millions of business owners who took a PPP loan, took an EIDL loan, kicking and screaming all the way.
Yeah, a lot of people
because they said, I don't want to have to borrow money.
Yeah. That's
I didn't borrow money
we
to
wrote
open
a blog
my business.
about that.
Mark Cuban, is that how you pronounce his name?
Cuban.
Mark Cuban, who's on Shark Tank and who owns the basketball team and the very, very wealthy billionaire. He says you're an idiot if you borrow money to start your business or run your business. I, of course, because we're credit financing brokers, disagree massively with Mark. He has, in principle, a pretty good idea, but
he also has a boatload of money. So,
well, although if you read his history, he actually did not.
He didn't. Sure, but
he didn't. He built his business on.
I'm not
cash
saying anything. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying it's different when you
going back to. So we have millions of business owners who took these loans, these SBA loans, PPP and EIDL, kicking and screaming. I don't want to borrow money, but what other choice do I have to keep my doors open during, to survive COVID?
I'm gonna have to find the blog that we wrote about that.
If $8,000, in a hypothetical example, is going to be removed from your forgiveness because that was the amount of your EIDL advance, and you've got to repay it back, yes, you're totally 100% correct. Except for the green sweater. You're 100% correct.
I love this green sweater.
I don't love the green sweater at all, and I'm part Irish.
I have to wear it.
Definitely an Irish color. So you're correct in saying it's
color of money.
The money, the cost of the capital is inexpensive. But if your mindset was, I didn't want to borrow any money to start with because I'm like Mark Cuban, don't borrow money, otherwise you're an idiot. Well, then there's going to be an emotional metaphorical, analogical, metaphysical, effervescent.
I'm
No,
going to
that's not
just
the
do
right
a
word.
pattern interrupt. By the way, today is National Dessert Day. So if you
What?
if you're hanging out with us and you have a favorite dessert, now would be the time to share so we can live vicariously.
I'm definitely going down the hill to the
Because we
marketplace for
don't
Ferris
have-
Acres ice cream.
We don't have any sweets in the house.
We don't.
So we need to hear from you
It's
what
as
your
sweet as it
favorite
gets.
dessert is.
How sweet it is.
All right, Trev, all right, so let's switch gears on something that's been happening a lot lately with some emails that we've been getting. Okay.
WTF. First of all, WTF.
This is a
Linda.
WTF.
No stimulus.
Still no stimulus.
Hello, Mitch. Mitch. Hello. Hello, Mitch. Sorry. Supreme Court nominee takes precedent over billions, trillions of dollars desperately needed by American businesses and Americans. What?
Yeah.
Okay. You, the White House, Congress, you all need to sit down at a table and work this damn thing out already. WTF.
WTF.
No damn stimulus. Where is show me the money? Okay. I know I'm
Mm.
screaming and the microphone's
Yeah.
probably overloading.
Yeah, overloading.
But here's the WTF you're talking about. And we got an email from one of our friends this morning.
Who also got an email because I got an email. You got an email. We have like 13
Our clients are
emails.
getting
All of
emails.
our emails got one. All of our emails that we have.
Yeah, it's true. Even my almost defunct 20-year-old email in Outlook got an email.
So what is this email? Let's not leave people in suspense. It's about business financing. So like we know that.
It's spam.
Yeah.
It's totally spam.
It's spam.
One of the emails forwarded to me by one of our clients said, had his name in it and said, I'm contacting you because a broker you're working with probably gave us your package to review at one point for financing. And by the way, you can just go to me directly and we'll just cut the broker out altogether. Why go through the middleman?
I don't have my sound
Now-
effects anymore, but that would be the bus.
I think it's a testament to how much our customers love us is that the client forwarded this to me to read.
I can't.
Like,
I can't.
what? I'm sorry. So you're going to spam somebody.
Yeah.
And by the way, the rates and the terms that these knuckleheads are offering
Well,
sound
let's talk about that.
entirely too good to be true. And we have a blog about that.
No, it's coming. We already
we have it
one?
too good to be true. I'm pretty sure we do. We've
Okay.
got a lot of blogs apparently.
All right. Well,
And the terms sound insane, like $300,000 at 0% interest.
come on.
Wait, what?
Come on.
Cut it out. And not only that, but then it's spam. Like, how did you get my name and my email address? And number two, the crazy terms that nobody really is going to offer. It sounds totally like bait and switch.
Yes.
But then third, you're going to literally admit to unethical behavior in the bottom of the email. Hey, by the way, I know the broker brought me your package, but why don't you just call me direct? We'll cut the broker out altogether, pal. Okay?
I mean, that's
'Cause you know what? It's all about the money.
right there.
Because
That's
listen,
some cojones.
and listen,
Cojones.
we're gonna go down the corner when we're done, and I got some
a
some
van.
movies I could show you.
I got videos
I got
in
a
the back
van.
of
We
the
got a
truck.
van. We got to open the truck. This is the kind of email you're gonna say. Ow, that actually kind of hurt.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, okay. So if you're getting spam emails about business financing,
They ain't coming from us.
well, before you actually believe anything they say, send it to us. Let us check it out for you. No obligation. Not going to sell you anything. Nope. I mean, we got stuff to sell, but I'm not gonna,
WTF, let's
sell
talk
you
some more
anything.
about PPP Forgiveness. We're rolling out our program tomorrow, October 15th. We're launching the Aurora Consulting PPP Forgiveness Program. It's a flat fee. We do all the heavy lifting. We're going to do an interview with the
what does
business
that
owner.
mean, Trevor? Like, that's just like blah, 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 blah,
I'm
blah.
literally have my finger in the air so I can count them off, Linda. See? Look, you see how that looks on camera? Okay, now let me add verbiage to that. Verbiage. Number one, we're going to interview the business owner or the manager or the bookkeeper, whatever, to collect all pertinent information, to look for all those little gray areas that you might not be thinking about, as Hercule Poirot says, with the little gray cells. We're thinking about those things.
Uh-huh.
You know, wait, is that a health insurance contribution that is qualified to be included in your payroll calculation? Yay or nay? Next, we're going to collect all the documents necessary. Now, the SBA paperwork, by the way, for you shortcut folks out there.
Oh, yeah.
The SBA application says, you know, you don't really have to present any documentation. You're essentially attesting to it that it's accurate. But the SBA reserves the right in the fine print at the bottom of the application. They tell you, you must hold on to all the documents you used to determine your PPP forgiveness qualifications. You must hold on to all those documents for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. 6 years.
6 years.
That's nuts. Okay, but on the application itself, you don't actually have to provide any documents. Your lender, your individual lender might request something, but essentially you just fill out the application and you're attesting to the veracity of the information. So at Aurora Consulting,
It's getting me like,
with
I'm a
our,
little warm right now.
it's a WTF day. I mean, this is a WTF kind of day.
Whoa.
At Aurora Consulting, with our PPP forgiveness program, as with all of the loan products we work on, we don't simply talk to you on the phone or get an email or a text message where you say, hey, you know, this is what it is. No. Show me the paper.
Yeah.
We need to see it with our own eyes.
I'm just going to.
So that we can make the best representation.
I'm going to interrupt you because number one.
I'm rambling.
Well, Trevor has
I'm hungry
30 years of lending money, processing loans, negotiating terms, and government loans. So he knows how to speak bankish. And so that's why he doesn't take no for an answer, because he kind of knows how to work the system last week we talked about guidelines and the fact that there aren't any. So what does that mean as far as leaving it up for interpretation to our client's advantage so that they can just save as much money as possible, keep as much money as possible, and have as much money as possible to keep their business going. I mean, we've been talking about surviving now, thriving later.
For those shortcut folks, as I was interrupting Linda, as she was not interrupting me, and thank you for that, my love.
Mm-hmm.
The shortcut folks, you might be thinking, wow, you know, I'll just fill out the application, and just kind of guess as to the numbers, or have a quick look at the documents and then fill it out and send it and get your forgiveness. But that would be a mistake, because then if the question comes up later and the SBA says, send us the documents up to 6 years later, what y'all gonna do then?
Yeah.
If the SBA says, oh, you misrepresented this attestation you made, you know, there is the clawback of the monies that were forgiven, you have to repay it. There may be criminal and or civil penalties, etc. We have an Eidl client we're working with right now to get a reconsideration for him. And I asked for a checklist of documents. I have my list of documents I want to see. Even though on the Eidl, I don't need all those documents, but I want to see them. You know what his CPA told him? Tell your broker he doesn't need the year-to-date income statement.
I didn't even know this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
there's so much I don't share with you, honey.
Anyway, okay, so listen, I want to say we come on live every Wednesday at 11:35 and we talk about WTF stuff that has to do with financing and deals we're doing and things that, like, oh my God. We also have another series called Advancing with Financing, which are quick, legit quick.
A lot quicker than
this
guy today.
This guy. 2 to 3 minutes.
Excited. I like talking.
2 to 3 minutes of various topics that involve disaster financing, regular financing. There's a playlist in YouTube. Please check it out. And check out our blog on our website, which is on the screen. We write every week about various things that we have seen. We're not hypothetical. These are not hypothetical stories. These are real things that
stuff
that we have seen.
And we want to be a resource for you, for all kinds of education.
I mean, I've owned a business. Yeah. I've owned a business. You've managed multiple businesses. We've worked with thousands of business owners. We're business owners. We love business owners. We want to see business owners survive. And if financing can be a part of that, it's best to plan, prepare, and prosper, which is on the website, which is right there on the screen.
Totally alliteration. Plan, prepare, and prosper.
Anyway, next week.
Of course, now you said it's National Dessert Day. All I'm thinking is pie.
Yes. Which is not to be mistaken with National Pie Day, which is March 14th.
3.14, baby, into infinity and beyond. And math is fun, hashtag.
Okay, so
and it's not to be forgiven with paycheck protection
I'm not
program.
even being subtle with how
I'm literally smacking.
Yes. Next week we're going to be talking about we're a little dramatic in how we're promoting this civil unrest.
We're not dramatic.
Within the SBA and what that means. We're going to be talking about that next week. But this week's Advancing with Financing, Monday we posted on how to write a reconsideration letter. And tomorrow's video, I actually don't remember what it is, but just like I said, check out YouTube, check out our Advancing with Financing playlist, and we will see you
We're
next
on Instagram.
Week. We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
On Twitter, and now I'm on Twitter too, which is kind of fun.
Oh my God. I'm ending the broadcast right
Ciao.
now.
We'll see you next week.